Ambassador Shafiev, we're sending you this open letter in response to the Republic of Azerbaijan's continued policy of cultural, political, and physical hostility against the Armenians of the Caucasus. Armenian Canadians have gathered at your doorstep today to commemorate the anti-Armenian pogroms of the 1980s and 1990s, to bring attention to the destruction of the Armenian cemetery at Jufa, and to mark the 20th anniversary of the independence of the Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, a state whose existence you refuse to recognize. From massacre and exile to the constant warmongering rhetoric of official Baku, Azerbaijan has continually shown the international community that in Azerbaijan, democracy is only a cheap and wavering facade. For decades, the government has been using manipulation, rhetoric, and lies to disguise its sinister goal of national homogenization. The complete destruction of the medieval Armenian cemetery at Jufa clearly demonstrated Azerbaijan's disposition to suppression of ethnocultural diversity through violent and destructive campaigns